Please be advised, viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated or taken out of context. What you're about to hear includes the exact statements made by the prosecution team, the defense team, and Homeland Security agent Joseph Cerciello, who served as the last witness to testify against Sean Diddy Combs in this federal trial. This video covers the full conclusion of Agent Cerciello's direct testimony and his cross-examination by the defense, including heated exchanges over key exhibits and evidence that could play a crucial role in how the jury interprets the case. Some language has been censored to comply with YouTube's guidelines. This is a voiced-over reading of real testimony and dialogue based on live reporting from courtroom journalist Inner City Press on X.com. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion.
The government calls Joseph Cerciello of Homeland Security Investigations 18 years. How many records have you reviewed for the charts in this trial?
Thousands.
What is the only female name in this chart?
Jane.
What's the name of hotel?
One Hotel, South Beach, Phil Pines, 5/22nd, 23rd, 21st, $3,050.90 for one night.
And this flight?
Jane, by JetBlue from New York to Miami.
Does the metadata match up?
Yes.
What's the name?
Jessica Ruiz, Mr. Combs' travel agent.
What were the charges for losses and damages?
$6,000.
Who flew on this one?
Jane and Cabral. Jane from LA to Miami to LA.
And Cabral?
Atlanta.
While the prosecution and Cerciello went back and forth over exhibits not shown to the public, the prosecution quietly released one message from Jane that had previously been withheld. And this is it.
What is this?
Hotel damage report at London Hotel, room 229. The report says, bodily fluids spread on the floor. Pictures attached as evidence.
Names column?
Jane, Combs, Reggie, Paul, and Cabral.
And these between Paul Arthur and Combs, then Jane.
Arthur Fitness LLC, an ATM cash deposit of $900, then $600.
And this?
More hotel damages.
Fahim's cell phone was seized?
Yes.
Here's another Jane message the prosecutors belatedly made available today. Here's another Jane message the prosecutors belatedly made available today, citing Gina and Young Miami.
Did Jonathan Perez send this to Fahim?
Yes.
And this is about Antoine. Is it sorted by date? Please sort it, Ms. Becker.
Here's another message they made available from Sean Combs.
Who sends this message?
KK.
Jane, we met before. Then you stopped meeting with the defense. That was your choice, right?
Correct.
You are testifying against Mr. Combs.
I'm testifying against him?
How many times did they prep you on how to be cross-examined at this trial?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
Did you bring in other prosecutors to cross you?
Yes.
And they granted you immunity at the grand jury, right?
Yes.
You said you had regret about some of the choices you made with Mr. Combs.
If you have it, I'd love to look at it with you.
You chose to participate in that lifestyle for many years, and you did not want to break up with him, right?
I did not want to.
You had sex with other men for years.
I resent the emotional control. I was hooked from the start. There was pressure to perform these acts my lover desired.
You used the word partner again and again on direct. He was your partner.
Yes.
You said you're having trouble answering for yourself why you had sex with these men.
Yes.
You are in therapy now.
Yes.
You love Mr. Combs.
I'll love to spend time with my partner.
You wanted to cuddle with him?
To give him foot rubs, you said.
At this moment, the prosecution objected, saying, "Objection to counsel making herself a witness." But it was unclear if it was overruled or sustained.
I love to bathe him, and we watch his favorite show.
Which show is that?
Dateline.
Did you believe he was not doing this with anyone else?
During this time period.
You'd look at his messages.
Yes. He was vulnerable in those hotel rooms, and I shared that with him. He was conflicting. I was breaking all my boundaries so that he would feel loved.
This brought you two together?
Yes. The love-making afterwards. That's why I enjoyed it.
You tried to be very sexy to him in those rooms.
I think I was sexy in those rooms.
Because you are a beautiful woman. Did you choose the wardrobe?
Initially, he did.
He liked baby oil. It turned him on.
Yes.
How old were you when you started your relationship with Mr. Combs?
35.
What are examples of your fantasy talk in those rooms?
He would have me and the entertainer be in a role play. Cheating role play. That Sean left town.
How high were your heels?
6 to 7 inches. Usually I wear 3 to 4 inch heels.
You wanted your child to be closer to your child's father, but did the father see the child?
What does that have to do with this?
Would you fly weekly to Miami to see Mr. Combs?
Sometimes?
We listened to 5 voice notes in which Mr. Combs sounded angry, but he'd sent you thousands, right?
Yes.
Why did you feel he was larger than life? Bright light.
He introduced me to the gospel. He had a favorite pastor he'd watch on TV.
Has that stayed with you?
Yes.
Do you watch that pastor today? At this moment, the prosecution objected, and it was sustained. How much did he invest in your dress line?
$20,000.
Why did you join OnlyFans?
If I could get off it, I would. Financial need.
Mr. Combs gave you money throughout the relationship. In 3.5 years, does $150,000 sound right?
I would assume.
You told the government you gravitate toward providers.
Yes, as a woman, I like that.
You called the house our house.
Later, I saw it as my house.
You thought it was important that his staff not know about the entertainers, right? At this moment, the prosecution objected, but it was overruled.
Right?
And that's a reason you got the house, that and a yard for your son.
Can you say, my child?
I'm showing the jury some of your text and audio messages with Mr. Combs from March 2023, right after the Turks and Caicos trip. You testified earlier that during that trip, he surprised you with an entertainer and a hotel night, which caused an argument.
Yes, it really upset me, and it affected us for a few days.
But in the messages you two exchanged afterward, you both sounded affectionate. Mr. Combs told you he loved you.
Yes, in a voice note.
He also mentioned something about a contract. What was that?
He was referring to our love contract after we agreed on it. He rented me a home for $10,000 a month.
And you recorded a message back to him. Would you say you sounded happy?
Yes, I told him I had so much fun on the trip, that I loved him and felt closer to him.
You said, everything just feels good and I'm so happy.
That's right. I did have fun with him. I was expressing love for the time we spent together, except for the part involving the entertainers. When I moved into my rented home in April 2023, Sean paid $40,000 up front to cover the security deposit and the rent for the first month and the last month.
The landlord already possessed several months of rent payments in case Combs ever decided to stop paying the rent, correct?
Yes.
Did Combs indicate that he was also open to paying 3 more months of your rent, even though you were about to break up?
Yes.
Did you ever believe Mr. Combs would stop paying your rent?
There were some times that I definitely felt that he would do that, and he used it kind of like a little tool. The rent was always just like a little reminder.
Can you confirm the conversation you had with Mr. Combs regarding your financial situation?
Yes, he asked me, "You need 3 months' rent?" I told him I was struggling a bit.
And what happened after that conversation?
I confronted him later about some things, and then, out of the blue, he sent me $20,000.
Was this money solicited by you in any way?
No, I didn't ask for it. It was completely unsolicited.
And how did you use the $20,000 Mr. Combs sent you?
I used it to buy some nice furniture for my place.
The court heard you sent Mr. Combs a text after receiving the money. Can you describe that message?
I texted him to say thank you and called him baby. I was just grateful for the help.
So, to clarify, you expressed gratitude and used an affectionate term, correct?
Yes, that's right.
The court heard a voicemail from Mr. Combs where he referred to you as Crack Pipe. Can you explain what he meant by that nickname?
It was just a playful thing from our trip to Turks and Caicos. We had a lot of fun, and he gave me that nickname, Crack Pipe. Well, he said he had an addiction to my texts. It was mutual, you know, just fun banter.
And how did you respond to this voicemail from Mr. Combs?
I texted him back, something like, "Crack Pipe is so real for the both of us. It's definitely mutual. I just like everything you said. I am so thankful. I had so much fun. Turks was absolutely incredible. I am so happy."
So, your response was positive, expressing gratitude and enthusiasm about the trip and the nickname.
Yes, exactly. I was just happy and having fun with it. The trip was amazing, and I wanted him to know I appreciated it.
To confirm, this exchange was lighthearted and reflected a mutual enjoyment of the time you spent together?
Yeah, it was all in good fun. We were just joking around and enjoying the vibe from the trip.
You mentioned things changed when Mr. Combs started spending time with you in Miami.
Yes, it became difficult for me about 6 months to a year after we started dating.
What made it difficult?
Their relationship was very public. They posted about each other all over social media. Meanwhile, mine with him was very private.
How did that make you feel?
It wasn't what I signed up for. I didn't agree to date a man who was in a public relationship with someone else.
You testified about a trip to Miami when you were still getting to know Mr. Combs. Can you describe what happened during that trip?
Yes, we were in Miami, and he bought me a pair of shoes, a Bottega Veneta bag, and a bracelet.
During this trip, did Mr. Combs discuss his lifestyle with you?
Yes, he explained that he led a polyamorous dating lifestyle.
And how did you react to that explanation at the time?
At first, I didn't mind. We were just getting to know each other, so it wasn't a big deal to me then.
But your feelings changed over time.
Yes, as I developed deeper feelings for him, it became difficult. I was feeling my man and wanted him to be mine.
You also mentioned feeling there was an imbalance in how Mr. Combs treated you compared to his other girlfriends. Can you elaborate?
I just felt like the way he treated me wasn't the same as how he treated some of the other women he was seeing. It felt unequal.
So, to clarify, your concerns about the imbalance arose as your emotional attachment to Mr. Combs grew? Let's talk about your first trip to Turks and Caicos. What did you observe about him?
On the flight, I noticed his hands were shaky. His eyes and teeth looked off, and even his coloring seemed unhealthy. I could tell he wasn't taking very good care of himself.
Did you suggest anything to him?
Yes, that he considered going to a rehab center in Thailand.
So, you knew early on he was a addict.
In the beginning, I didn't really know how to label it. I just saw someone who was overdoing the partying.
But later on?
As our relationship went on, I started noticing a very strong pattern. I still didn't call it addiction at the time. Now, I'd say he was a drug addict. But back then, I just thought he was a really big party guy.
Did you know if he was on any prescription medication?
Toward the end of our relationship,